My name is Melvin's son. Now, maybe to refute what the previous speaker, not Richard, said, that where are the Hindra people? Where are the people whose husband, maybe children and all that are in the ISA? Now, these people are important. But I think what is more important is people like me. I am a consulting engineer. I have always been apolitical. I've never taken any interest in politics, except when the election comes around. Now, because of RPK, because of Haris Ibrahim, because of Zoro, they have woken me up from my slumber. I am the same age as Raja Petra. Neither old nor young. Now, people like me, this is what we want to get. The general public. Now, this government has been very, very unfair to everybody, especially the engineers. I just want to bring this up to you. So if there is any young Brahmats here, I would like you to bring it up in Parliament or in anywhere. Now, in the early 70s, they said, the government said, to get government projects, you must have 30% Bhumi participation. I was all for it. Because why? We need that racial integration. Even if it is to be forced on us, yes, I fully agree with it. Now, in the mid-85s, they say you must have 51%. I was a little bit cheesed off with that. I said, look, we have firms that have the three main races in this country, which is very good for the country. But why are you forcing this 51%? Eventually, I got around to it. I said, okay, never mind. It is the majority race in this country. Okay, we accept it. But in the early 2000s, the government said, if you want to be considered for government projects, 30 million and below, it must be 100% Bhumi. That I'm dead against. Because you are segregating the people. You're not bringing the races together. I brought this up in one of the seminars where there were 500-600 engineers. When I brought this up, you could hear a pin drop. Nobody said anything, except for the chairman of the meeting, who was from the Board of Engineers, who knows me very well. I apologized to him. I said, it is not in the agenda of this meeting, but I have to bring it up for the sake of our country. At the end of my speech, he said, thank you, Melvin. You have made your point, although it is not in the agenda of this meeting. Now, this 30 million and below for 100% Bhumi is not written anywhere. But nobody said anything against me when I brought it up. So it has to be true. Now, this is the only point I want to bring up, and that my father was born in this country. I am born in this country. My children are all born in this country. I am Malaysian. Now, Raja Petra will know when we were young, my parents brought me up. Well, he doesn't know my parents. Well, my parents brought me up to be colorblind. My best friends, in fact, my best friend was Abu Samad. Still remember him. We'll go to each other's house, have meals there. We do not look at each other's color. Nothing. But only very lately, I have begun to see. 5 years ago, I was on the verge of being a bit racialistic. I admit it. But after reading Raja Petra's blog, he has really given me a good whack. I should not think like that. I should be thinking that I am Malaysian. And I will always be Malaysian. Thank you.
Sorry, I really wasn't planning to speak again, but I too would like to address the point raised by the earlier speaker about where is Hindra. And now, I don't know how many of you were out there on the 25th of November last year at the rally. I was with Ashok. We were part of the legal observation team. And maybe those of you who have forgotten, go back, do a search on YouTube to see if you can get some of the footage. Now, this is imprinted in my memory. The water cannons aimed, and these group of young men stood up, ripped open their shirts, and the waters were fired, and they stood. They stood, and they took it. And I'll tell you this, I saw the FRU guys do this. Sir, I've written about this, and I believe Hindraf is not a movement, it's a spirit. It's a spirit that imbibed in all of us. It has given rise and given meaning to Makkal Sakti that has become a household word. So say, if you ask me, where is Hindraf? Hindraf is right before your very eyes. You can smell it, you can feel it, sir, and you can taste it. That's all. I couldn't have left tonight if I hadn't said that part. It troubled me. Now,
I come here tonight because all the men were hogging the mic. So I feel just to represent the ones who didn't hog the mic tonight. But the reason why I come, the real reason why I come tonight to speak is because I think it's the very least I could do. It is so easy for me at 7 o'clock to just pull on my t-shirt and tell my husband, get into the car and just drive me out for dinner and just come. It's as easy as that. But it is so hard for the people whose families are in ISA. I heard Apuan Nolaila come to speak a week ago. And it must have been such a great effort for her. It's so easy for a person like me. Now, about a year and a half ago, I would not have imagined that I would come here and wear this t-shirt or to speak in front of strangers. It's just not so me. And I'm very apolitical, but I suppose I really got to blame it all on one man, and his name is Raja Petra Kamarudin. I would not have imagined I would do today, like yes, and well, and it's very kind of Marina to share her husband with all of us. So he's now our pet. He's our pet. Well, actually tonight I was supposed to bring a very nice gentleman. His name is Mr. Wan Hamid, and I met Mr. Wan Hamid last month, because he insisted he wanted to be invited to greet RPK when he was released from Kamunting. Mr. Wan Hamid is one of our oldest ISA detainees. He is 85 years old. And we couldn't get hold of him the last few days, but I'm sure that if we did, he would come because he was such a sport. And my husband would have to volunteer our services as chauffeur so that we could bring him here. How I met Wan Hamid is also very strange. Through all these shenanigans, I met an Uncle James. This Uncle James, whom I've not met a month ago, had told a friend of mine that If RPK was not released, he would, we would want to wear the T-shirt, and if the police were to cut him away, he would insist to the police that he would be put in the next cell to RPK. Uncle James is 75 years old. He's hard of hearing, he wears a hearing aid, and he often shouts. He shouts because that's his excuse. He says, well, I'm deaf, therefore I shout. But I have a sneaky suspicion that Uncle James shouts because he's actually a very vociferous man. And he's got very strong ideals, and he knows what's what. He's sifted what's right and wrong way back when. So, well, Uncle James would have also been here if, we were to cut Mr. Wan Hamid and his wife Helen here tonight. But I just thought, since I'm the last speaker, I should make it very short so that Richard could come here and lead us all in the national anthem. Thank you all very much, and hope to see you all again.